one question that we always get is, first of all, how do you pronounce Cubby? So Cubby, but people also always ask, what does Cubby mean? So when I was trying to think of a name for our skincare brand, obviously behind this brand is Christina and I, we're best friends. Yeah. And that was so much of the force behind the brand. So I was looking for words around community, friendship, togetherness, support, and I came across the word Cubby. So Cubby actually means a small flock of birds, and we both love that word because birds fly in flocks together to help each other, support each other, be there for each other. And that's exactly how we want women to feel when they use our products, and that's exactly how we feel with each other.
Adorable.
So one of the most gratifying parts of this entire experience, aside from the fact that we love these products and we have been testing them and creating them for over 3.5 years, is being able to create this brand with my best friend, Christina. And we're such a good duo because I feel like I bring the creative elements, the YouTube element, maybe some of that part of things, but Christina is the organizing queen.
I love frameworks.
Structure. I'm over here, and you're like creating all the structure to make this come into the world. So it wouldn't have been able to happen. Christina went to college with my husband Kyle and her husband Dan. So my husband introed us and was like, you guys would get along so well. So yeah.
It was like essentially like a blind date situation. And like I remember like the first double date that we went on, and it was like ping pong, and I was like, oh, like your hair's so pretty, like what do you put in it? And now, like, flash forward 5 years, we've been on like 5 trips together, like 4 different countries. Mm-hmm. Was a bridesmaid in your wedding.
Yeah.
And we're essentially attached at the hip emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Covey was born on our first ever trip together, which was in Iceland. And so that's when we were traveling. And so Emily and I were constantly talking about like, what skincare did you bring? What are you using? And I feel like that's when we really discovered our mutual passion for skincare, and also realized that like we were having the same exact issues.
Yeah, and I remember we were sitting at a bar in Iceland. Do you remember
this?
Gosh,
yes, in a dark bar.
In a dark bar, and we started like working on a laptop, I remember, or like
Yeah.
our phones. Like we immediately jumped into it, and that was like 3 years ago. And then after that led many more spirals in research and work, but it did start there.
Yeah.
I think another element of creating this brand that we both really, really enjoyed was that we created Covey with a covey of women.
Yeah, it's really been incredibly rewarding to work with so many other powerful women to bring this brand to life. Everyone from our co-founding dermatologist to the all-female branding agency that we were able to work with. It's just been really rewarding and something that was really important to us when we were building Cubby, to work with other women whenever we possibly could. So that has been absolutely amazing and something that we're super proud of.
Yeah. So for me, I hope that hundreds of thousands of millions of women try Cubby, and it makes them feel taken care of and supported and makes them feel beautiful.
Yeah. And I think for me, Cubby, I just hope that, for all the people out there who are feeling stressed and overwhelmed about skincare, that like Cubby makes it just approachable and easy, and everyone deserves to have the skin of their dreams. So that's what I hope that Cubby does. I also hope that we get Cubby on Queer Eye as well. So I'm putting that out into the universe.
Yeah.
The most rewarding part about building Cubby for me has been building this with Emily. I have learned so much from her and how thoughtful and giving that she is.
Having products that you feel so strongly and passionate about with your best friend has been extremely gratifying.
Being able to build a brand is an incredibly fulfilling thing, but being able to do it alongside your best friend is absolutely the most rewarding and fulfilling thing about Cubby for me.
I think the most challenging part of creating Cubby for me was just the transition from being the face of many brands, which I have because I've been a model for more than 10 years, to building a brand and being part of the force behind a brand. And obviously I built all of this with Christina, but it was just kind of this transition. And I think what made me nervous was feeling like I wanted all of you at home to understand that this brand wasn't something that I just was slapping my face on and sending it off. Like Christina and I were involved in every single detail, every decision, every color, font, word that's on our packaging, on our website. Her and I did that together. So I'm much more than a face, obviously. We are co-founders, and I feel like that was something that was challenging, exciting, but also nerve-wracking for me.
You know, this is something that Emily and I are so passionate about. So making sure that we got the products right and they were the best possible products that we could put out there. I think that was really the most challenging part of the process. We went through at least 50 iterations of every single product, but we are so proud now of every single one of them, and it was totally worth it for all the breakdowns and breakouts along the way.
When people try Covey, I want them to feel at ease. I want them to feel like their skincare routine has been done for them, and I want them to see how well these products work, and I want them to feel beautiful and confident. I think when we take the time to do our skincare routine, you know, that's a time for you. I want you to love that time, but not have it take up your entire day or morning. I want it to feel stress-free and enjoyable and a time just for you. And with that, we welcome you to the Cubby community, and we hope that you love these products just as much as we do.